Hi.
Hi.
They look good. Your lips.
My kissers.
Your kissers. I love that color. Okay. This reminds me of, do you remember the MAC lipstick from 2016 that was, I think it was called Oxblood or something weird, but it was like that really dark red, and we all were doing that with our eyebrows weird, and then that was the timestamp.
I mean, 2016 for makeup was wild.
What was going on?
I don't know. People just, it was a really heavy time, like those Anastasia, like brows, the dip brow that like were just like, basically someone took a marker and just.
The Naked palette, which I used I didn't know how to use it, but everyone had the Naked, that eyeshadow. It's
they did a re-drop of that.
Did you get it?
No.
I
probably still have mine from.
You gotta leave that in 2016.
No, I actually probably got rid of it. I threw out a bunch of makeup.
Well, and it's like everyone was dressing, like putting their makeup on as in autumn all year round. Like it was a confusing time for everyone.
It's really heavy, which I mean, I'm not mad at. Like I like that more than like that clean girl crap.
Yeah.
That's not a look. That's just being like young and hot.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you guys haven't smoked yet, so that's what that is about. That's what's going on with you.
Call me after your first bender.
100%. I'm like, get some miles on those tires, and then we'll talk. Welcome to Disrespectfully
with Katie Maloney
and Dayna Kathan.
Unapologetically,
we're here to do what we want to do.
Spilling the tea.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like
disrespectfully.
Anywho,
it's
a special day.
It's a very special day.
Do you want to say why it's a special day? I think you should.
It's bring your boyfriend to work day.
Nick Martin.
Hi.
Welcome to Disrespectfully.
Boyfriend
Thank
Nick
you.
Martin's here.
Thanks for having me. I'm a big fan, so I watch you guys, I listen, and now I'm actually here. I'm fanboying out for you guys.
Is it weird for you? Because some people that are like big listeners of the show, they come here and they're like very excited.
Yeah, it's weird for me, but in like the most fun way. Knowing that I get to just like hang out with you guys and talk, like I'm stoked on this. This is easy, but maybe a little nervous.
No,
yeah.
You're making it easy. Like, I'm like, oh, great. Someone that we know really well that you're at this school. Amazing.
I wish I could have inserted myself in your makeup chatter.
No, it's not too late.
Okay.
It's not too late. So what did you think about, did you notice it as a guy? Like the 2016's look?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, also just being in the scene, the emo scene, culture.
That
like
never left.
I've been seeing the wild makeup shit since the MySpace days.
But I feel like in the scene, so it's people have always been doing just heavy eye, heavy every like.
Scene makeup is different, especially like when you think of the MySpace days, which was so. By the way, like we don't talk nearly enough about that. But then it was kind of it was like the interlude to clean girl pipeline, like. It was a specific look, but I think it was more like femininity where scene makeup was being autonomous, like you being,
gotcha.
Your own person. What'd you
Just
say?
black eyeliner
or like pink eyebrows or like crazy.
Yeah, which I f with. I can't make my eyebrows pink, and I'm really sad about that. But
you can.
There's a way you can do whatever you want.
I'm not bleaching him though.
Okay, I was actually just about to ask you that. What's your take as a guy on bleach brows? Answering asking the hard questions.
I don't know
here.
if I really have a take on it. I'm just if it fits the vibe, fits the person, the personality, then awesome. I don't know. I don't really. There's not.
So if I bleached my eyebrows, what would your take on it?
That's really the question. I would still think you're gorgeous. So you can go ahead and bleach them. Are you going to? You thinking about it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm scared.
Why not? You can just dye it right back.
They'll just be orange.
I've thought about it. There was a girl just who responded to me this morning on TikTok that she did it, and it was such a look.
I don't know.
Her and Julia Fox. And
how does it work if you have like microblading though?
See, we both have microblading, so I'm like, is it going to look like there's gravel dirt underneath my bleached brows? I don't know.
I think it'll look like you try to wipe something away and it just was still there.
Well, and then people are so comfortable doing it at home, and I am.
It's mildly terrifying. Like,
yeah, because some people have wiped, and I'm like, is that bleached or is it gone? To me, that's what I would be afraid of.
Singe them off. Also, like very brave putting bleach that close to your eyeballs.
Yeah,
knowing how I am, I don't know if
I could go wrong real quick. What if I bleached my non-existent eyebrows?
No, that would look weird. Don't do that.
Okay, I won't do it.
We love couples that can be honest with each other. I was gonna do it. Absolutely. Get weird.
I
Katie,
tried
keep it real.
I got the brown brow mascara because he was like, well, I don't have. I'm like, we could fix that.
I really don't have.
I'm like, we could fix that. Fleur comes over in the middle of this. Well,
Oh, that's right.
How did it look?
It felt
No, I fucked
felt
it up.
awkward.
It did not look good. I fucked it up.
It was kind
Did
of
it look like the step in microblading when they paint and then stick saran wrap on to let it
I was trying.
marinate?
Yeah.
it was kind of caterpillar-ish.
Caterpillar-ish and a little
Yeah.
spotty, like a little blotchy. And I don't know what's the word. Inconsistent, sparse. Yeah, I don't know.
So I'll just rock the minimal.
I think just
eyebrows.
rock your naturals.
Great. I'll continue doing
Yeah.
my naturals.
You got options. Okay, this has to be rage bait, but I did see online last night someone mixed professional grade bleach at the beach and painted it on their arms to make their, like their arm hair really blonde.
Huh.
It has to be rage bait because I'm like, you should have SPF on. Also,
Oh my
you're going to get a chemical burn. And then someone in the comments was like, you better not be going to wash that off in the water, which is true. I'm like, you're going to go put bleach. Like, people are so
Kooky.
Literally the worst
Stupid.
conditions you could attempt doing that in. The worst conditions.
Why would you do that at anywhere but at the beach? Like,
Why not just use
It's rage
sun
bait.
like a normal 90s child?
Well, exactly. I was like, has anyone ever seen a fucking lemon at the beach? You that's what you use is lemon or sun-in or what are those other
I remember
products?
I tried to use sun in my hair.
Oh God. How'd it go?
It just became lighter brown, like because it works so slowly. But
Wait,
like
what is
when I was
that?
sun in, you know what about sun in?
Tell him. Drop the knowledge.
It was like magic for every girl in the 90s. It was stuff that you spray in your hair, and it was like I don't know what the main like component in it was, but it would lighten your hair.
Oh.
Probably a forever chemical.
Okay.
But,
I know,
whatever.
but I, of course, I always had like naturally dark hair, so my hair doesn't just get like, but it would actually get like a golden-y brown.
Like season 2 golden or like
No,
okay. Okay, wait. I don't think I've ever asked you this. What did you put on your hair to make your hair that color? Was it just bleach?
no, I was getting it professionally lightened.
But were they using bleach?
Yeah, they were just lifting it slowly over time, but I kind of started filming that season mid process of it
Oof.
all.
Brutal.
So I couldn't all of a sudden just become like platinum blonde. I had to just stay at this weird like I don't know what shade it was.
And then continuity. You can't like have a completely different
No.
look in months during interviews. So you're kind of
Yeah, so I had to like stay at that shade of things, and I would tone it.
purple shampoo.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
okay, we all make mistakes.
You know, it wasn't terrible. It's just like in some photos, it looks a little odd. Like in person, it wasn't too bad.
I also think it's kind of iconic. Like it lasts with that type.
You've seen pictures of this.
Yes, I
ever,
have, yes.
Have you ever watched Vanderpump Rules?
So I've never seen the show before. I've only seen clips that Katie has shown me.
Or that come up on your like
Oh yeah,
Explore
now
page.
because now my explore page is literally just all Vanderpump and Kellen, our singer.
Mine is
That's
all
like
like Kellen and dogs. Funny enough. But and we did watch a couple episodes of The Valley. So he's
Yes.
familiar with like the Bravo sort of sphere, but like doesn't watch anything
I'm
else.
always that person that has to ask Katie, like, when someone gets brought up, because I have a lot of friends that are fans that have seen the show. So then they'll ask me about certain people, and I always have to turn to Katie and be like, so who is this person again? Yeah, I've never seen the show. So.
So my question would be, is that by design? Do you not want him to, or is it just not happened? Like, are you ever going to sit down with him and do a full rewatch?
No, I don't want to
Yeah,
watch it. Like,
I know.
It'd be like, hey, do you have a highlight reel of the last 10 years of your life? Preferably the ones where you get married. I'd love to see those. No, I
Also,
don't.
would we call it a highlight reel? I'd say like up and down. It's like a mixed bag. Like,
No, not highlight, but I mean, just like snapshots of your
Yeah.
life for the last 10 years. I think just some things are better left separate. I don't know. I mean, like if he really wants to, he can. Like, what's stopping him? But I just think, I don't know.
I
You're not
hate-
going to like a lot of it.
I hate when
Well-
I'm dating, and I was only on one season, but I hate when I'm dating someone and they're like, I'm going to watch it. And I'm like, I will never watch it again. So
Yeah.
no, I don't want you watching that.
Well, I think also it was like the clips that I have seen or things that Katie has shared was like kind of hard for me to watch. So I think that now with her being such a big part of my life, like watching people do certain things to her would be very bothersome for
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
I
and I don't want you to
prefer-
see me do things to other people.
well, and vice versa. Yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
perfect.
But I mean, I always commend her because I think for it to be on television for that long and to have literally every bit of your personal life filmed and aired out, like that's heavy. Like, and I probably plays a huge role into how strong she is as a woman, that she's endured so much, and from obviously the outside world and people's opinions and thoughts and wanting to insert themselves into everything. yeah, I think it'd be hard for me to watch. So I prefer not to.
So there's your answer.
Well, I was going to say we should keep it light and do your biography. But since we're here, I feel like I want to ask, I feel like you got some of that when you guys were first starting to date. Katie, it's the summertime. I don't know if you've noticed lately. You know what that means?
Beach parties, Pride, Love Island USA, the end of seasonal depression, and general turn to joie de vivre.
Yeah, I mean, well, all those things, sure. But also dry skin. That's why I love Osea's best-selling Undaria algae body oil. It's rich but never greasy and clinically tested to instantly improves elasticity. It's truly one of my favorite products. I use it almost every shower.
I love that. And is that why you smell so incredible?
Yeah, duh. I don't have nose blindness. And like, oh my God, thank you for noticing. Osea's Undaria algae body oil is the scent of the summer bottled. Their iconic signature natural citrus scent features uplifting notes of mango, mandarin, grapefruit, lime, and cypress.
I'm absolutely loving what it's doing to your skin. The words coming to mind are silky, sculpted, soft even.
Glowing, confident.
Oh, yes. All perfect descriptions. And isn't Osea also great for people with core values like us? I heard they're clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and climate neutral certified.
That's because they are, Katie. With Osea, you get to look good and feel good about it.
Get healthy, glowing skin for summer with clean, vegan face and body care from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code disrespectfully at oseamalibu.com.
You'll get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $60. Head to oseamalibu.com and use code disrespectfully for 10% off.
Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-thru and expect a gourmet meal to go. Or if you use automated translation tools to quickly translate text, it's often incorrect.
There is an exception to this unwritten rule. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for their job. Just use ZipRecruiter, duh.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/disrespect.
With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find and connect with qualified candidates in minutes. So there's little waiting and like, I'm impatient.
Want to meet a standout candidate? You can unlock their contact info instantly.
320,000 new resumes are added monthly, which means you can reach out to more potential hires and fill roles sooner.
Experience high speed and quality with ZipRecruiter. 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
And if you go to ziprecruiter.com/disrespect right now, you can try it for free. Again, that's ziprecruiter.com/disrespect. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. You had not gotten a chance, and you both kind of had to sit on your hands, I feel like, to talk about, you know, how annoying people were. And just, I'm curious what that was like for you, I'm sure.
I don't want to say we were sitting on our hands, but it was sort of like, this is, like, what do we even say? Like, this is just, it was ridiculous. And also, like, yeah, he probably could have said a lot of things and shut the whole shit down. But then who knows? With the way some people were moving, I don't know. It was very unpredictable and scary.
Do you feel like you had experienced anything like that?
No. That was, and honestly, it was, I could definitely use the word traumatic. It was a shock to my system. I'm a obviously, you know, as well now, but I'm a pretty introverted, quiet person. Even being in a band at the level we're at, I do like to share things about my life, but there's still a level of privacy that I like to try to maintain as much as possible. So it was a little traumatic. It was heavy. I think probably why I still choose to kind of keep it private and not take things online is because there was just a moment there where it got to that level of weirdness and craziness where people were sending me messages, essentially like threatening me. And then what got worse was when I got a few messages in response to what some people decided to post online. You know, I got some messages saying like, I know your parents, I know where they live. And I think that was what added to the whole situation in a way that made it traumatic when I'm like scared for my family.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, staying mum has just...
Well, I think we also understood our timeline and we knew the truth of what was happening between us. And I think people were trying to come up with their own ideas and really kind of blow things out of proportion. It's like, so I think it was just better for us both.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you think, because I don't know if I've ever asked you this on here either, but as to why that happened. You think just people are Les Miserables or what?
Yeah, without being too specific, I think it was like our timeline was like relatively short. Like we were really good friends. We became much closer friends. We got very, very close. And then it was just very quickly, I like fell for him. And so I'm like, well, let's just be my boyfriend. You know, like there wasn't like this like courting period. It wasn't like anything like that. So yes. I think a lot of people assumed that we were screwing around behind certain people's backs, and that just like wasn't the case. And, you know, I know one particular person was still like actively really pursuing him up until a couple weeks before, and then decided to like kind of scream the opposite. And I just thought that was really dirty. And I think it was just enough. And sorry, none of it came about, or none of this came to light until it was being reported on like page 6 that we were dating. We didn't confirm anything for a very long time.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I think it just pissed people off because either like they were upset that things didn't work out, or I don't know. I mean, it's just, to me, like everything I was saying was like, they're just illustrating how dating works. Like sometimes you're talking to someone, sometimes you're flirting with someone, sometimes you break up and you don't get back together. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how dating works. And then sometimes you meet somebody and immediately you click.
Yeah. And having all that.
I'm trying to just be very.
No, I think let's keep it cute, because I have a situation in my life and it's just one ding dong loser that continues to try and bait me online, and I will never respond. And like sometimes it's very hard when someone is actively lying about you, and that's such a like thing for me. Just being a Leo, I'm just so straightforward. Like nothing bothers me more than when someone is lying about me, and like you want to set the record straight, and it makes more sense to not say anything, but it's really hard to do.
Well, I mean, I think it just got so much tailwind and just like took on a life of its own that I was like, you can't address one thing without addressing everything. And at the end of the day, like let people you're not going to change people's opinions about you. So let them have whatever opinion, even if it's gross, even if it's hurtful, even if whatever. Like the people closest to you, to him, that know him, like was like this insane.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I knew about things in his past as well. Like I'm not stupid, everybody. Like after what she went through, I'm like, yeah, exactly. No, I'm not stupid. But you know what? It's no one's fucking business. It's literally between him and whoever that involved in the past. Has nothing to do with anyone else. And that's where it should have stayed. But some people just want to like air dirty laundry, and it's wild.
And since then, a lot has transpired that like no one knows about.
I know,
and
so much.
There's so much more that
like the
yeah.
I wish I could just say everything that people willingly come up to me and say, but I'm not as shitty as some people out there, and I don't do that to people. I'm not gonna like go online and just rake them through the mud, even though it could easily happen.
Well, I think at least for me, what I've learned through therapy is that especially at my age and being an extremely empathetic person, I have to reserve my energy for things that matter. And I know that if I went down that path and expelled that kind of energy, it would be so unhealthy for me. Like I know what happens after that for me, and it's just not worth it. And as I get older, it's just more and more, I just have to always, I don't know, just stay focused on the good shit and being happy with Katie and being happy with my life and just moving forward in that, as opposed to feeling like I have to respond to everything or I have to set the record straight on everything, because I know that people will poke at that too. Like nothing will make anybody else happy.
Well, and I just think a lot of times online, people are committed to misunderstanding you misunderstanding, and in a broad way. So you could argue it until you're blue in the face, but it's just not going to change it.
Well,
so
that's what I mean about like when people make up an opinion about you, it's rare that you're able to change it. Right. So I'm not going to spend that time with people that just actively don't like me, who also don't know me. It just feels weird to be like, no, love me. I don't care. If I'm not for you, that's great.
Right. That's pretty much the foundation of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's our Mount Rushmore.
Disrespectfully,
like, if we're not
fuck off.
I will say, knowing you the way that I do now and knowing your integrity, the whole situation is so bothersome to me. You are such a good person. I mean, you've heard me sing your praises because you actually listen to this podcast.
I do.
But just j'adore you, and you're such a good person. And that whole thing is just very frustrating to watch, just, when people you love are going through that. And not that anyone would necessarily believe me, because obviously I'll have your back always, but I can confirm that timeline too. It happened the way you said it happened. So people are just dizzy, silly.
I appreciate that, Dana.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, and just also, I don't know why I have to say this. He did not cheat on his wife with me. Sorry. Okay, that's it.
No, I love it. Let's put it out there.
I know, but some people, that's one thing I'll just clear up real quick.
Great.
That did not happen.
Great. Moving on. Hey, are you going to drink both those cold brews or is one of
Do
those?
you want one?
Oh,
well, I
let's
just
talk,
drink my Celsius.
okay,
I'm just
let's
concerned
talk
for your
about.
heart. Do you normally
Oh,
drink
I'm not going to
two?
drink two.
No,
no.
let's talk about it though.
Oh,
okay.
So these are his.
Yeah, it's my
Cold brew.
coffee company. It's my cold brew company.
What?
So we just started getting cans made. There's like the test run of it. So I'm
Show
like
it to the
I'm like taste
people.
testing.
Charlie Royal.
Yes.
Wait,
so,
how did I not know about this?
I mean, I don't
Is it
I don't like
new?
talking about myself, so I don't tell people.
And I guess I never shut the fuck up, so I guess I could have
Well,
No,
because you
no,
started
no.
out as like a true like cold brew that you
Yeah, it was
make at home.
Yeah, it was created like coming out of COVID of just making cold brew at home because I'm just a massive coffee nut. Well, like changed my life. That's a whole. We can just say that for another podcast.
Wait, no, what do you mean?
No, it just played a role in like when I kind of changed different habits in my life to like lose weight and get healthier.
Okay.
Switching to just black cold brew was like a huge thing for me, and then I got obsessed with how it's made and making it at home, so I didn't have to buy it all the time at coffee shops. And then started this like coming out of COVID, so people could just make it at home as well. And now
I remember one time I attempted to make cold brew at home.
How'd that go?
I put it in the fridge and forgot about it for like 5 days.
Well,
So really well.
so that happens. Yeah.
Like I'm not a cold brew girl. I love cold brew, but I can't make it. But this I'm very excited
But now,
about.
so when does it? Are you launched or when does it launch?
Probably still like a month and a half out from launching.
And how are people going to be getting it? Just online or in stores?
Yeah, well, so right now you can buy our at-home packages on Amazon and on our website. So these will be available on our website and Amazon. And then we're looking at some distribution stuff into like liquor
And
stores and
something
7-Elevens.
about her. Because we don't have coffee at something about her. And that's a big thing. And like, so we were like, well, let's look into getting some type of like canned coffee because
Great.
there's so many good options. But like when I found out about this, I was like, well, obviously want that one. But yeah.
Well, maybe you know, Guy. Maybe you could stalk us here because also I love cold
Yeah,
brew.
if you guys need it.
And
I'll keep y'all
I'm with
stocked.
you. I'm pretty much a black coffee drinker. Like if I'm doing an iced latte, I'll do an almond milk latte. But I feel the same way about you in terms of
Do you wanna
like
try
health.
it?
Yeah, can I try it?
And also,
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already had whatever the fuck this is, so let's see what my heart do. But what is that meme you posted yesterday that you tagged me in that you were like, what the 3 drinks? What was the last one again? It's like to put the edge back on.
Yeah, to
I
take
haven't
the edge
eaten yet
off,
today.
to
What was I
hydrate and put the edge back on. That's what the holy trinity of like, you always need like a hydrating one, something
a
fun,
caffeinated.
and then usually something alcoholic.
Delicious.
Yeah, and alcohol. Yeah.
And 0 sugars.
Yeah, it's just coffee and water.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited for. And by the way, people are gonna think that was a pitch that I like talked about the cold. That was totally organic. I didn't
I
even
know.
know this was
No,
yours. I was
yeah.
just like worried for your body,
Well, I
but
also,
now fuck it.
He drinks so much coffee. It's
yeah, my
amazing.
immunity to caffeine is insane.
How much you have in a day?
I try to limit it at 3, usually 2 though. But on tour, it could go up to like 5 or 6 coffees a day in various forms: cold brew, lattes, espresso.
It's funny when you get to this big
Crazy.
age because I was just like in my early 20s snorting all kinds of shit, and I'm like, now I'm like, I shouldn't have more than 2 coffees a
my
day.
heart
I'm like,
explodes.
what?
Wait, okay, should we do daddy list? And then I want to talk about like everything.
Your whole
Yeah, you were just on tour for 8 weeks. So
yeah,
like,
and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just like
that- yeah,
people are gonna
forgot
want to
about
know
that.
your background.
oh yeah,
in
we
the
know,
band
and you
Are
have
you
some
talking about-
stories for us.
That, and you
Okay.
guys also need to, because I know you guys have talked about the pooping on a bus thing.
We want all the stories, but
Yeah,
hold on to that for a moment.
I also almost had an emergency the other day, which we all discussed
on a
but-
different bus.
different bus.
Yeah,
No, let's have Nick. You start. Who's
What do we-
on your daddy list?
daddy
Guess
list.
first.
Okay, I have a few.
Great.
Well, one kind of leads into the weekend, but Caleb from Beartooth is on daddy list.
Hell yeah.
You guys knew
Um,
Beartooth merch. I'm wearing it. If you want
Yes,
it,
I almost wore the same shirt, so
That's great.
It's good. Yeah, I've known Caleb for a little over a decade now, and my band took Beartooth on one of their first tours when their first record came out, and it's been insane from a friend perspective, but also a musician perspective. Just seeing how much he's grown, and like that dude inspires the hell out of me.
He
And
inspires the hell out of all of us, I
I
think.
Yeah.
can
He's just-
weep even thinking about
He's
it.
so positive. He's like a ray of sunshine.
He is.
Just is always like, and always expressing like his love and gratitude for like things, people in his life is pretty remarkable.
He's just passionate about everything.
Yeah.
About music, about his wife, about his friends, and makes me believe in good people still. Like meeting him
Absolutely.
has been such a wonderful blessing. Obviously, him and Flora, because I know Flora's listening right now and probably rolling her eyes.
Yes,
But Flora, we love you too.
We mean
duh.
this about you too.
But he had his show. Relax.
Also, Daddy List. My band and my crew.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want
Brother.
to put them on. It's just a quick shout out because
Is it?
there's some people in my crew that their partners listen to the podcast as well. So
Oh,
I just
yeah.
want to shout out my band and my
We
crew.
met some of them. Well, you knew, obviously, but at your show
Yep.
that I ended up making, we got
Which
to
was
meet some of them,
great.
which was really sweet.
Yes.
Like, oh, thank you for listening.
They're all so nice. And,
Yeah.
you know, obviously spends a lot of time very close quarters.
Yeah. And that's so hard to do and to find people, especially at our age. I think it's even easier when maybe you're in your young 20s. You can kind of just travel with anybody and you're like, cool, we'll get along, we'll make this work. But as you get older, like being around certain personalities and people can be difficult. But I'm fortunate that my band and my crew are just incredible people that like enrich my life. So I want to put them on the Daddy List.
Yeah.
Great.
And then the last on my Daddy List are you two.
Oh.
So I don't know if anyone has come on here and had you guys on their Daddy
I
List.
put myself on my
No,
daddy
all of
list.
our
Okay,
friends
great.
fucking suck. You've also put me in your basement, so I'm loving this energy.
But
Don't think I forgot about that.
I obviously love you both, but also being a listener and probably speaking for the coven, is that what you guys call it?
Yeah.
You guys like add a lot of like happiness to people's lives, and I can't help but put you on the Daddy List for that. You know, like I know there's been
Thank you.
times even for me, where he's kind of having a fucking day, and then like putting you guys on like can lighten up the day, whatever you're going through. So, and I can vouch for everyone that listens that these girls are the exact same outside of this. Like you guys keep it so real.
Facts.
You guys are the exact same people to chat with and hang with outside of this, and
Probably
I think
even
that's
more.
what resonates with people. though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And yeah, I love you guys. So you
Thank
guys are on my
you.
daddy
We love
list.
you.
I love you
Thank
too.
you. Come back anytime. Come back weekly. We're good. Who's on yours, babe?
Okay, real quick. We were discussing this yesterday. Frosties. Wendy's
Oh,
Frosties.
man.
It's the one thing that's been consistently good in my life. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
My like ideal meal is spicy nugs, French fries, and a Frosty.
Delicious.
That's all
So
you
good.
need. But yeah, no, it's truly the best invention we've ever had in modern history. But or when did they come out? Not so much modern, but
100
whatever.
years ago. But they also have been, they're consistent,
They're
which is nice.
consistent.
They've
The
stayed.
Frosty has never changed.
Never
I feel like
changed.
it's
Never
always tasted the
changed.
same since you were a kid.
Never
And
changed
that's
Frosty. I love
beautiful.
you. And then
It's like that episode of The Office where Michael calls into Wendy's and he's like, "Get my baked potato ready." He's like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's. It's ready now." "Okay, good. Put it aside."
Oh yeah, and they have baked potatoes there.
Uh-huh.
The second one, and I feel like we put her on, but we got to put Ariana Madix and her Love Island fits on the daddy list
She's been
specifically. Let's
slaying
talk,
it.
Unbelievable.
but I also specifically want to add Carl and Christina, Emily, her stylist, the other stylists that work on Love Island, because they're a dream fucking team. Like
Dream team.
I'm just mouth agape. Like every time
Yeah.
we're watching it, I'm just like,
We're like, wow.
like wow.
No, it's incredible, and she works super hard.
Body,
and like
tea,
body, fucking
face,
tea.
hair, tea.
Look, I mean,
Tea.
I've said before, I'm just not a Love Island person. I can't help it, but I obviously that's what I'm tuning in for. And my God,
My
killing it.
I feel like every time
Godly.
she walks into the villa, everyone is like jaw dropped. Even though
It's-
they
and
keep,
we're all
even though they see her all the
collectively,
time,
yeah.
there's like, God, she looks so
Those
good.
hips don't lie.
all
That's
yeah,
right.
everyone
Like-
collectively, the people in the villa, the people working in production, and everyone sitting at home is like, holy shit.
Well, we talk about this. We're no better than any man. I'm like, rah, rah.
Oh yeah, no.
That's great.
now we're talking about Sydney Sweeney's tits, which we'll just put those back on the daddy list. Anyway, who's on your daddy list?
Wild to me. Sorry, I need to. You guys have talked about this before. That anyone is called Sydney Sweeney mid
Yeah, he
is
can't get over this.
fucking. That's insane to me.
Well,
insane.
it's a nice
That's rage bait shit.
It's a nice temperature check for lack of critical thinking is at an all-time low. So
Yeah,
scary stuff.
this restaurant we went to a couple times with his family in San Diego. They have these like little portraits. I sent you a picture because like I looked to the left and there was a hot portrait of Sydney Sweeney. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Why not?
It doesn't. It's like it's a steakhouse.
But no one's mad about it.
No one's mad about it. But anyway, who's on your daddy list?
Look, she's been on it before. She'll be on it again. Ethel Cain just put out her second
You're loving
single.
Ethel.
I fucking love Ethel Cain.
She's really good.
Her second, I was looking at tickets last night. We need to discuss this offline. Her second single on her upcoming album, Willoughby Tucker, I Will Always Love You. And it is the prelude to Preacher's Daughter. So Hayden Anadonia is Ethel Cain. She has 2 cool names. So Ethel Cain is a character that she came up with. And she's just, her lyrics are so, I talked about this on TikTok because no one wants to talk about it in real life with me, but they're just like soul crushing, and it's more of a pop record. I obviously made you guys listen to it on the 4th and was just like so drunk and obsessed. And yeah, and the first single she put out was Nettles, and it just is like, you just feel something. So I can't get enough. I'm really, really excited for this album, and we are going to go to her show.
She was daddy for that performance she gave while
throwing up,
violently ill. Yeah, I couldn't. I told you
that's right. Yeah, that was a
she
crazy
had like 3
story.
songs left, and she like bolts off stage, comes back wearing something completely different.
And she had food poisoning, right? Is that what it was?
It had to have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, so when I finally got my sweatshirt last year from her, because it took like a month to get it, you probably don't know this story, but I posted it, and because on the back it says, "If you love me, keep it to yourself," which are her lyrics. And I had my hood up, and she reposted it. And I was so scared. I didn't heart it. I didn't respond. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to bother her. But I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I drunkenly on the fucking 4th of July posted on my story that video of me like lip syncing, and I kind of sing it, and I tagged her. I didn't look if she saw it, but I'm mortified. So anyway, if someone knows Ethel, tell her that I love her and I creep on her all the time, but I heart every story she does. Second thing and last, obviously I've talked about Mara Beauty before, but and I'm going to fully disclose our friend Allison is the founder, but it's truly products I love. And she sent me, it's called the peptide glaze, pearl peptide glaze or something. And I've been using it and shellacking it in the mornings, and I am deeply obsessed with it, not just because she's my friend. And if you saw her skin, you would be like, I'll have what she's having.
No, it's truly like the oil cleanser, and then also like the algae like face cream.
Yeah.
I love.
So outstanding products, but love this new launch. It's really good.
Okay.
So anyway, Allison, if you're out there listening,
I gotta check that out.
Love you bad, and tell Emma I say hi.
Tell her I say hi too.
Don't worry, I'm gonna text her after this. Anywho, okay, so that's daddy. Let's you're on our daddy list too, obviously.
Oh,
we love you
thanks.
so much.
I
But
appreciate
You're on my
that.
daddy list every single day.
Oh, nice.
Chill.
Yeah.
let's take it back to the start. People want to know who you are, the origins of sleeping with sirens. Like, give us the tea.
Talk
Oh my
about
God,
Undermined.
And we're gonna get to
Where do
Mary
I-
because I want to talk about
Oh,
her.
you
I
gotta
did
talk
play
about Mary.
Undermined for her.
Oh, great.
Yes, you did.
I don't even know how do I start?
So when did you start music?
Yeah, start with your history of rock and roll.
You know when you're out there just like traveling the world, trying to live your best Anthony Bourdain-inspired life with cool sunglasses and a baguette,
Mm-hmm.
but then you can't order the food in a language of the country you're in, and that's just super embarrassing.
Couldn't be me. Want to know why?
Why?
Rosetta Stone.
Oh, the Rosetta Stone, that's the leading language program available on desktop and mobile and designed to fully immerse you into your chosen language for a more natural and effective learning experience. That Rosetta Stone?
That very Rosetta Stone. With 30 years of experience, millions of users, and 25 languages offered, Rosetta Stone is the go-to language learning solution. We're speaking Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Deutsch, and more.
More. That is so worldly of you.
I know.
And the best part, it feels so natural. Rosetta Stone immerses you in your new language naturally, helping you think and communicate with confidence. With no English translations, you truly learn to speak, listen, and think in your chosen language. And it's designed for long-term retention, so what you learn sticks with you.
Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential. Meow. Disrespectfully, listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off.
That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/disrespectfully to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/disrespectfully and start learning today.
You know, we're all about empowerment here. Ownership of your body, your needs, and your desire.
Right? When your desire's off, it doesn't just affect sex. It can throw off your whole entire vibe.
Luckily, there's Addyi. It's the first and only FDA-approved little pink pill for frustratingly low libido in certain premenopausal women.
It's taken once daily, it's non-hormonal, and it's backed by real data. Not just a take a bubble bath and relax nonsense.
Yeah, and bubble baths can throw off your pH, so, it's safer. So if you're tired of feeling off and pretending it's fine, go to Addyi.com and learn more. That's ADDYI.com.
Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have had low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. This low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem, problems in the relationship, or medicine or other drug use. Addyi is not for use in children, men, or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. This risk increases if you take certain prescriptions, OTC or herbal medications, or have liver problems, and can happen when you take Addyi without alcohol or other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of Addyi's ingredients. Allergic reaction may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sometimes serious sleepiness can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including boxed warning, at Addyi.com/PI.
I started playing in a band in high school. I was just like one of very few like punk rock kids at both of my high schools. And
In San Diego.
Yep, born and raised. And
which is a restaurant there.
Vic's bedroom or Mike's bedroom?
Vic and Mike's bedroom. But so we were just on tour with a band called Pierce Surveil, and the person who started that band is Vic Fuentes, who ended up finding out later on is actually my cousin, like twice, second cousin, something, I don't know. But we share some family members, and started bands together at their house and trying to figure out how to be in a band, how that all works. And I fell in love with kind of the back end of it and touring and budgeting and how all that worked, and just went full throttle coming out of high school. Just been on tour kind of since I was 18, really. And been in the industry now over 20 some odd years. And I don't know where to go with my story of like where I started and where I am now. It's a long one.
Would you agree that sleeping is your biggest project? It has been your North Star for your career?
Absolutely. It's the longest band I've been in. I've been in the band now for 13 plus years now. And before I joined Sirens, I actually had left the industry. I wanted nothing to do with it anymore because of the previous band I was in. Started my own business in San Diego with a couple friends and just wanted no part of it. And then one day I got a call from our singer, Kellen, and he's like, I know you don't tour anymore. I don't even know if you play guitar anymore, but we're looking for someone to fill in for a Europe UK tour. And at the time I was really hesitant. And I didn't know the band, really. I mean, I knew who they were.
Did you know Kellen? Were you guys pals?
So we were like acquaintances. Yeah, and we had a lot of mutual friends. And he and everyone else in the band are fans of my previous bands. So that
I feel like everyone we come in contact is obsessed with your band.
Previous bands. Which is very humbling. And at the time, I was pretty burnt out on where I was with the business I had started, and I was ready for a vacation. So I just kind of viewed it as that. I was like, I'm just going to go to Europe, UK for a couple weeks, and it's paid, and just get to chill with some other people and just travel. And it was just one of those moments where I met up with them in Nashville to rehearse, and I played one song with them, and like all of that passion that I had for music just came roaring through me. And I missed it immediately. And I just knew in that moment that was what I was supposed to be doing. And then fast forward 13 years later and became a member of the band like a year and a half after that. And this has been my life now for 13 years, and it's been an insane journey.
So when you went to rehearse with them before the UK thing, how long does it take you to catch on to all the songs? How long did that take you to become super comfortable with the material before you went on tour?
Well, I think it's interesting that I learned when I was maybe 12 years old, after just kind of picking up a guitar, that I could pick out notes and I could pick up things pretty quick by ear. So I think that helped me when I listened to their music. I could listen to a song 2 or 3 times and know all the chords, the structure, and then just be able to go from there.
That's really impressive.
It wasn't It wasn't
Definitely a gift.
it wasn't too difficult, but it was definitely a different style of music that I hadn't like played a whole lot of, but it wasn't so far from what I was doing before either. So it was pretty easy to pick up, I guess.
I can't imagine that. I don't know if you know this. My dad is a drummer, and
Yep.
he can't read music,
Me
but
neither.
it's same.
Yep.
It's same thing. It's by ear, and that's.
Yeah.
I think musicians who have that, it's truly a special talent. Like you're meant to be in music if you can do that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
my whole life I've always been so allergic to wanting to take lessons, wanting to learn to read music because there's that fear that it's going to like screw up my style and like how I write and how I play. So I just don't. I've just always been
It ain't
opposed to it.
broke.
Yeah, don't fix it. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's also impressive because I mean, there's a lot of different guitar parts within a song that you're able to pick out, like which is like the lead or which was the rhythm. I don't know. I ask you, I was like, in this song, which part is which? I don't know. I can't. It's all one thing for me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that just came really natural to me. And that was just my upbringing around a lot of music in the house. Like my dad has the biggest vinyl collection. Katie's seen it.
It
It's
is
insane.
overwhelming, actually.
Yeah.
Love that.
So I just grew up on everything was always just so fascinated by music and just wanted it at all hours of the day. And then I noticed as a kid being able to pick out things in songs like, oh, I like what this guitar is doing in the verse. You know, I'm like 7 years old and just, yeah.
So cute. Could we, what?
Cool, because I've been chomping at the bit to discuss this. So you were just on tour. Katie's
Oh, yeah, I
talked
was
a
gonna say, I
lot
want to
about
talk
it.
about touring.
I want
Yeah.
to talk about touring, but I want to first talk about Peepee Girl.
That's right. You wanted to talk about that.
I want to
my
talk about it
God.
because we didn't get too far into it the other day because I wanted to talk about it here. So if you don't know, was it the LA show? Was it the one
Yeah.
that
It
I
was.
was at?
I think so.
I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday. It was either Thursday or Friday at the Forum.
So I saw a video of a gal, a full-grown adult, just peeing, and I have never. I've been to so many shows my whole life. I have never seen anything like it. But a gal was standing there and just fully peed, and she was in the pit, like GA.
Yeah.
So curious to know what your thoughts are on that, or when did you hear about it? And what the fuck was that?
You heard about it when you think you sent it.
When I sent it?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's crazy is that when that got sent to me, suddenly it felt like minutes later, I had so many friends and people that were like, yo, have you seen this video?
Yeah, true.
have you ever seen anything like that on tour?
So actually on Warped Tour many years ago, I remember
God.
there was a guy he was definitely like on multiple things, probably hallucinogenics of some sort. And he decided to completely strip naked in the pit at Warped Tour. And he started to pee, but then also decided to drop a deuce as well.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So
and it's like
offensive.
hot. You know, that's hot
It's-
concrete too.
There's a video somewhere. There's somebody in our camp that had filmed what was happening. So it exists somewhere. But I don't know if I ever want to see it again.
Well, it's like
I felt so
two
with,
girls, one pit.
yeah.
The thing is, I do feel, and I'm not honestly judging her because I don't think anyone in a normal state of mind would be doing that.
Yeah.
So something was going on.
Clearly,
but it was upsetting to see. It was like
intoxicated.
Samara from The Ring.
Yeah, no, had like a very kind of vacant look on her face. Like, what? Like, do
Yeah,
you know
she-
you're peeing
she-
right now? Or is that just
She was not.
that
all,
part of the
all
bit?
faculties were not
No.
there. I actually kind of feel bad for her because I feel like because her video or her face is in the video so much
Yeah.
that she's kind of got doxxed pretty
Oh,
hard.
listen, if you're
but
gonna
also like
piss in a public
you
place like
shouldn't-
that, like that's you get like criminal charges for doing shit
yeah,
like that.
and it's
Like,
I mean and it's disgusting. I mean you think about everyone that's there and you're in the pit and
Mm.
if you
there's
don't
just
want that
so
kind
many
of embarrassment, use a toilet.
yeah. But it was a pretty shocking video and it had
I'm not easly
a
shocked.
bit of a
I
viral
was-
moment.
I was shocked.
I think the top comment I saw was pissing with sirens. I was
Pissing.
like,
I
wow.
like it. Makes me. I mean, I never go into a pit. Makes me never really want to go into a pit. Period.
Whereas Dana's ready to just rip.
Yeah, except
in
for
a
I don't
pit.
know. At the Bear 2 show,
You got
she was
dropped.
real stinky.
New fear unlocked. I got dropped, but I was okay. I've never been dropped crowd surfing, but it like my lower limbs went down, and this guy legitimately just grabbed and my head was gonna go down too, so he grabbed my hood, and I literally was like. It was like for a second flailing, and I saw the fear in the people, and they're like, get her legs, get her legs. They threw me back up. But one thing I do want to mention about the pit at Beartooth, this was an interesting one because it's an outdoor festival. People were hot all day. I get it.
Oh yeah,
It was so sweaty. And it was Raleigh's first time doing a pit. I was really proud of her. She had a good time. Floor burned herself with a curling iron and she had a Band-Aid on. And I don't know why she took it off or it fell off. So we're all moshing around and I'm soaked. I'm like, oh, we got to get out of here. There wasn't stench. Like, we got to go. Floor had to go to urgent care the next day because she got infected. And I'm guarantee you.
Well, I know. I was getting on her case about having her burn just out. And she goes, I'm airing it out. I'm like, I don't think that's good.
No.
Anyway, so it was like slippery when wet. My God. But yeah, anyway, back to that pit. If I saw, I would be so upset about it.
I like a nice standing area removed
You
from
like
all
front
the
of house.
people. Give me a seat. I love a seat. Give me anywhere that's not right next to people. I don't want to like, you feel like the heat, the breath. I don't want to smell anyone. I don't want their sweat getting on me because then their sweat's going to smell. Have you ever hugged somebody that has BO?
Obviously. Of course I
Okay.
have.
You know how
I think people need to be a little more afraid of BO. I think
Don't get me
people are
started
too
on that.
comfortable. And also, do we think that they don't know? Like, when you can
Yeah,
smell
they
it.
know.
nose blindness
They're
is
nose
real.
blind. Yeah.
Do you think?
I think there's probably a certain point where there's a nose blindness. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of nose blindness, we got to ask you about tour bus and the whole hot bagging of it all. Like, I think you need to tell the story. I mean, I'm sure you have like tons of pretty traumatic stories from being on the road because it's not like anything else.
I would, you know, what's interesting is actually, were you there? Someone was telling, I'm not going to name the band, but there was somebody that we know that was working for them a long time ago. And they were talking about, because we're fortunate that Justin, our bass player, keeps our bus tip top every day,
Yeah.
like squeaky clean.
You guys are like, but I feel like in general, you guys are all pretty clean. Like,
Yeah, we are.
For there being like 12 dudes on this bus, it is pretty.
Well, it's important because that's how everyone gets sick really fast. Is if it's dirty, if there's mold, you start venturing into some really gross territories, and we're all sharing the same space, the same air,
And run down because you're exhausted, which is when your immunity is lower.
Yeah, your immune systems are.
But somebody was telling me about this band that we know.
Oh yeah. I remember
But they
someone saying
they were saying that they were so dirty and disgusting on tour that they would like throw up in bunk alley, like on the floor, and no one would clean it. And it would and there was just like clothes put on top and socks, and people are just like navigating and just walking through it because they were just so used to that. Like, that is so foul.
I'm sorry. Vomit is one of the worst smells. Like,
Well, yeah, dude.
Ugh.
Who was it? Was it somebody
God.
that was on some iteration in your band that like puked in their bunk, but it went down the side of the wall?
No comment.
tea.
I don't think they're listening, but like I've asked for like stories, like what, like have people been like sick? What happened? And he's like, oh yeah,
and it happens. I've been on tour before where people are so drunk that they'll get out of their bunk and they think they're in the bathroom and they've peed in bunk alley. Fortunately, in this band, I've not experienced that, but in previous situations, yeah, there's people that it can get raunchy, it can get gross.
Have either of you seen the trailer for Poop Cruise on Netflix?
Oh, I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think I could handle it because it's so disgusting. But if you don't know, it's a boat that got stuck, stranded out of a cruise
Somewhere
liner
like
for
off of like the coast of Mexico
for
or something.
4 days, and they lost power. There was poop coming out of like the pee. People were shitting in
my.
bags. So I was going to ask you about that. If like that is, I guess, a hot bag, but people
Yeah.
were. You tell me, since you watched it, they were like throwing them weird places. Like,
Yeah,
what was?
trying to just get rid of them, hide them.
Do you jump in the
Hide
ocean or
'em?
do you just stay with the poop bags? I don't know. I think I would try to swim home. I think I would risk my biscuit. I could not handle that.
It's such a health hazard at some point.
100%.
It is.
Ugh.
So wait, why did it take 4 days for people to get to them? Like, why were they stranded for 4 days? I guess it's so many people they would have
That's a
to
good
get off.
question.
the
Yeah, I
boat.
think it was that, and also the location
Weather
too.
conditions, maybe too.
Yeah, I'm not.
Ugh.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch it.
Well, also, and I am gonna, but I did see a clip because a survivor of the poop cruise, I saw a
poop
video they
cruise.
made, and they said one of the days to try and satisfy everyone because people were miserable, they did an open bar. You guys,
Oh my god, it's
people
a
are then going to be
disaster.
binging food and like what?
But they talked about the food, like how it went from, on cruise, like there can be some really great food unless you go to the buffet, that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then it's just like square pizza. It's like cafeteria style. But like the food at like the restaurants is actually like, we actually took advantage of the restaurants on the cruise this
It
time.
was great.
The steakhouse was amazing, so I get it. But so people all of a sudden don't have that and they're getting like Firefest level food served to them.
That
Oh
sounds
my
like
god! I
hell.
just I can.
Poop
It's a recipe
cruise.
for diarrhea. But anyway, so You have more insight on the hot bag situation than us. We talked about it.
Yep. So on a tour bus, typically you can only do a number one on the toilets in the bus. Now,
no toilet paper.
No toilet paper.
Anything goes down the toilet.
Supposedly, I've never been on one, but supposedly there are buses that have what's called a grinder.
I hate it.
On it.
I hate that.
And it's exactly what you think it is. But I don't know. I still feel like you would be able to smell.
Yeah,
those
no.
things. Because even on our bus, if someone, which happened on this tour, if someone throws up in the toilet, you can still smell things.
You can smell the pee
that too
in the toilet.
Yeah,
like,
so
I go
let
in the bathroom
alone
and it smells.
So is that why it is? Because I've always wondered why you can't do a number two on a bus. What, it's just because then
I think it's just
like a health thing. Like
it is. I mean, I'm guessing there's different tank systems that can probably handle that. So yeah, when you have to poop and it's an emergency, typically
it's always an emergency.
Typically, our drivers are good about it. Like, unless we're in the middle of the desert, like if you go to the driver and you say, "Hey, there's an emergency, you need to pull over, find a gas station," they'll do it. But if you're in a pinch and say you've got food poisoning or you got a case of the rhea, you just got to hot bag it. So you essentially just put down a plastic bag in the toilet, you do what you got to do, and then you have to be real swift. We have to tie it up real fast, run to the front of the bus, and then throw it out the window. And hope to God in that
no one's behind you.
That no one's behind you. You hope that you get everything in the bag. You hope that the bag doesn't open as you throw it out the window. Like there's so many variables. It's
so
a
have
scary
bags
thing.
ever opened up, you think?
I've never
That's
hot
happened
bagged
in the
before.
history of the world for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And it spray the side of the bus. Like it could be a nightmare.
Hey, want to talk about discharge?
I would love to.
Good, because more people should.
I think we should talk about discharge because I've learned a lot about discharge in the last year.
I have too. And also we all people with vagines experience it.
I know, but it's like we're shameful of it. We're shameful of the very thing that again, we don't have any unique experiences, and discharge certainly isn't one of them.
No, I'm not embarrassed anymore. I'm proud.
Yeah. Do you want to see mine actually?
Yeah, let me see. Let's pop one up. Let me see. Luckily, there's OPositiv. OPositiv is a women's health company that offers a range of symptom targeting supplements that support women at every stage of life, from their first period to well beyond their last. They create real, tangible results with ingredients that are backed by clinical studies and shaped by board-certified doctors.
OPositiv is committed to breaking down stigmas and addressing issues many women experience: hormone health, vaginal health, menopause, and so much more. Their Euro is a probiotic blend specifically formulated to support vaginal health by balancing healthy vaginal pH, supporting healthy vaginal smell, and maintaining healthy vaginal flora.
Eurovaginal Probiotic is a blend of 4 powerful strains of lactobacillus probiotics backed by research showing these strains support healthy vaginal odor, vaginal pH, and flora. In addition, Euro contains prebiotics that increase the effectiveness of probiotics.
With just 2 capsules per day, Euro delivers noticeable benefits within 8 weeks. Many see results sooner, and so many customers talk about how the improvement in vaginal health led to greater confidence as well as better sex and intimacy.
Take proactive care of your health and head to opositiv.com/DRF or enter DRF at checkout for 25% off your first purchase. That's opositiv.com/DRF for 25% off. I once was so drunk when I was like 16 or 17 and was in downtown Seattle. Not a good place to be, and obviously lying to my mother. Like, thank God she doesn't know this information. And I think it was the first time I drank wine, and we had one of those like Carlo Rossi, and I just like, we were drinking it on the way there. And I was so fucked up.
Those jugs.
Jugs.
And I thought I was fine. And then I stood up. So then we ended up having to make the trip shorter than it needed to be. I was in the front seat and I was puking my fucking brains out. And I rolled the window down to throw up. And the wind, it went back in one of my friend's faces. I remember like my eyes were closed because I had the spins and I'm hearing her scream. And then she was really mad at me for a while, which I understand. But anyway, imagine just getting a splat of that. Like, such a bummer.
Disgusting.
Anyway, well, moving on from grossing everyone out, can we talk about your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she's going to listen to this episode.
Yeah,
Mary, if
she
you're
loves you
listening, we
guys.
love you. Hi.
Hi, Mary. Can't wait to see you again. What a goddamn peach.
She loves you guys. Like I've told you, but when you guys were all hanging out with her at the LA show, like she cannot stop talking about it. Like she had so much fun and she just loved all your guys' energy. I mean, she loves Katie. and she just loves all of you guys now. And I know she was inviting you down to San Diego to stay at their place and hang out. And
she's like, everybody, come on down.
Is your dad ready for that kind of energy, though?
My dad be down for it.
Down for it? Okay.
Yeah, he'd be entertaining.
Okay, great. Invasion.
So whenever you guys want to have a sleepover with Mary, like, more than welcome to come down. She means it.
I'm going in August to visit my friend Katya, so I'm like, I need to like see her and have lunch or something.
Please.
She is also so fun. She brought a big old jug of tequila and was like, let's do shots backstage. But meeting her, you make more sense to me now, even. Like, she's such a lovely, genuine person. And she was wearing her little Sleeping with Sirens shirt.
She's my biggest fan.
She was your biggest fan.
Yeah.
And when she told me that she listened to the podcast, I was horrified. But, you know.
I love how you're like censoring yourself after you'd say like, fuck. You'd be like, but my mom doesn't care.
No. No. And then you were asking her to, you kept egging her on to swear.
I kept what?
Egging her.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I was like, let's turn this thing around. But yeah,
I'm glad you guys got to spend time with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a sweetheart. She's a fucking sweetheart.
I love getting to hang out with Mary. She's just a good time.
She is.
I love a fun mom.
She's like the most positive, fun person ever. And she's always been like that my whole life. So she's definitely what I emulate and have been inspired by, is her just like constant positivity. And I'm sure you saw and you feel it, but she can walk into a room and you feel it. Like she has that big smile on her face, and yeah, she's the best.
You have her smile.
Do I?
It's the best smile, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I just smiled at you. That's fucked up. I think also when you can tell someone wants to engage and is open, it's always really nice.
Yeah.
I think that's
She makes friends with everybody.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Is there anything you want to share about your tour that you just were on? Any highlights?
I mean, the whole tour is a highlight.
I know.
I mean, just
Was this your favorite one?
One of my favorite tours I've ever done probably in my life. Yeah.
Why? What
I think it was just the level of it, right? I think it was just the venues, and
you guys played some iconic places.
That was it. It's not even just the capacity. Obviously, it's the biggest crowds we played to in a really long time. But yeah, playing Madison Square Garden, playing Red Rocks, doing the Forum. For me, I'm such a massive music historian, and it's like these are all venues that are just like, they're legendary. Where every major artist you can think of and every major artist that I love has played numerous times. So to just like step foot in those buildings for me it was overwhelming. So yeah, I think the whole tour as a whole was just incredible. I'm still in processing mode, like just finishing last week.
Crazy.
There's still a come down from it. And I've talked about it with Katie a lot, but it's such a different lifestyle and it's such a different type of job that when you're done with it and you're back at home, the brakes are hit so hard. And for me though, the brakes hit hard in a really good way. You know, the crazy everyday life that I have and the itinerary that we have just comes to a screeching halt, and it's nice to have a break from that. But it's definitely like a shock to the system too.
Yeah, when you're plopped into a new city every single day, because it's rare that you're in one city for more than 2 days consecutively.
Yeah.
So like there's times you're like, where are we?
Yeah.
I was there just for like little stints here and there, but I was like, what? Where are we? Because you just go to sleep on a bus. You wake up, you're in Raleigh, North Carolina. You go to sleep, wake up on a bus, you're in Philadelphia.
And it's kind of Groundhog's Day. Like you're in a parking lot every day.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing else around most of the time. And you're just
Chili's or a movie theater or a mall.
Which is great.
Malls, I feel like, are a big part of tour life. Malls.
Yeah, because it makes you feel normal. Like that's like the important part that you have to find throughout tours, like those pockets where you can go to a coffee shop and just feel normal. Go to a mall and walk around, even if you don't plan to shop. It just makes you feel normal because you need that on tour.
And
at least for me.
See a lot of movies.
Yeah, I try to go see movies on every day off. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He loves like a 10:30 a.m. movie.
Yeah, I like it.
I
early.
love a matinee. Are you kidding me? Something so skanky about it.
Yeah.
It's great. Also because less crazies. You're not getting called a snitch ass bitch as much, I would say, at 10:30 in the morning. Fucking dickhead.
That was a great story, by the way.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this. You guys are working on new music?
We can talk about it.
Oh, okay, so working on new music. Tell us about it and when we can expect it.
So I leave this week to go to Philadelphia to finish recording our record. So hopefully it'll be fully tracked in September at some point or before September. And we don't know release date. It'll probably be next year, but I think that we'll probably start dropping some stuff hopefully this year, later this year.
Will Yip, who's fucking the man, and like he's producing every sick album that's coming out. He did Turnstile. He's doing the Starting Line.
Yeah.
Who
Did
else?
Scowl.
Scowl, I'm obsessed with.
Alice
Yeah,
Dunes. He's just great.
Alice Dunes, Movements, like every band I loved and every record I've loved in the last 10 years. I feel like, but and he's just one of the nicest guys ever.
He is. Yeah. We
Yeah.
get to finish our record with him and then chill. I go out in the fall for a little bit. You'll be coming out to When We Were Young.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, and just figuring out next year. I think next year it's gonna be a very, very busy year. It's already kind of mapped out. So just finish the record, play some more shows this year and chill.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Summer club.
Hell
Get
yeah.
in that summer club while we can.
Get in that
God,
pool.
Love some Summer Club vibes. Thanks for letting me be a part of Summer Club, guys.
You're part of the core. Okay, also Katie's wearing a shirt. Tell us about
One of
it,
the
and then we want to
one
tell
of the
you all
sickest
something.
shirts I own. It's an Ozzy shirt. I'm wearing this for a couple reasons. One, Ozzy just played his final shows, Black
Yeah.
Sabbath, and two, this is a tease for our guest next week.
Should we say who it is, or just let him?
No, let's
I'm
just
so
okay,
excited for
let
your
him. I'm
guest.
so fucking excited.
So excited for your guest.
I will say I saw videos of him like coming out, and people were like talking shit. That man is 76 years old and has Parkinson's and has been performing for 50 years.
And
He's
has
a
done more.
legend.
Shut the fuck up.
He used
A
to drink a whole
legend.
like 2 bottles of vodka and
He
like
snorted everything under the sun.
Snorted-
Oh my
like,
God,
Like the
smoke
fact
packs
that-
of cigs, doing great. I'm telling you, I'm gonna live long.
yeah. He's a fucking legend.
the man snorted ants.
But also shout out, snorted ants.
Ate a
Wait,
bat.
we talk about snorted ants and drank 2 bottles of vodka every single night.
Yeah.
I could only hope that I'm that put together at
Right.
80 something.
Yeah.
But also congrats to Kelly and her man got engaged at his last show. It was really cute. Did you see this?
In front,
No,
of,
I
in front of the
didn't see
whole
it.
family.
In front of
It
the whole
was so
family, like
sweet.
Ozzy's sitting
Aw.
right there, and I thought they were engaged, but I think they have a
They have
baby
a
together.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty like it's like almost the same thing, but
Yeah.
not quite.
That's very exciting.
So congrats to them. But what
Yeah.
else? Is there anything else you want to say about this?
No, I just like it, but I would say let's do some basement GTFO.
Okay, you go first.
Nick,
Oh,
who's in your basement?
let's see. Well, it actually kind of goes into what you were talking about getting dropped when you were crowd surfing. Show etiquette. Like
Ugh.
like shit show etiquette. Like people that don't there's so many things that go with show etiquette. For me, it's tall people picking the worst spots. Obviously I'm shorter. When people, and I think it's also when people just get in your space, and I get it at a show, you're gonna be shoulder to shoulder, it's that. But when you're in an area where you don't need to be that close,
Mhm.
there's a personal space thing.
When someone comes
Show
and stands
etiquette.
right in front of you and they got 10 feet in front of them.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Well,
Come
you can just
on.
tell
Don't be
when
that
someone's being
oblivious.
obnoxious, and I've been seeing a lot of first day unearthers out here,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
especially at shows. But you know when you're being annoying, like at a you don't like it.
Well, if not, I'm
Yes.
behind you making really snarky comments
Yeah.
about how annoying you are.
And I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this or get called out for this, but I only say this for people's safety. But I saw it on this tour is what happened to you when people don't put their hands up to get a crowd surfer to the barricade safely.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous to
Mhm.
move out of the way and have someone hit their head on the floor. This is a rock show. I get
Yeah,
it,
if you-
and I get maybe people it's their first time going to a show, but I've always learned from the punk rock ethos is like if everyone's got their hands up, we're all holding each other up. You know what I mean? Like we're all in this together. Let's take care of each other. Put your hands up.
And there's also usually a specific pathway or area that's happening. So if you don't
Yes.
like it, move to
Move
the outer
away.
That's
parts
what I mean.
of
Don't
the
be
pit.
there.
Don't be in
I
that part.
understand the desire to want to be close to the front of the stage,
Absolutely.
whatever, blah blah
You don't
blah.
wanna
But
get
like you have
kicked
to
and-
understand and expect that is a little bit of a rowdy area. You're gonna have to like deal with some shit. And if you can't deal with it, scooch.
Yes. So see, what for me as a musician watching it from on stage, when people are getting dropped, it makes me furious.
Yeah.
It can be a little aggravating because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And there was an easy way to prevent that from happening. Just get them to the barricade.
That's why
It's a good one.
I sit my ass in the back. 'cause
Same,
I
and
don't
I'm
want
the
to be bothered
same.
by that. I don't want
And I
touching
get it.
anybody.
And
Yeah.
by the way, I know when you're doing those activities, because I do them, that there is a level of risk.
Of
But
course.
But
of course.
there is etiquette too, though.
There is.
And it's also, that's kind of why I like mosh pits is they're the people who are following the rules and we're all looking out for each other. If someone
Exactly.
falls, you pick them up. That's like you said,
Yes.
the ethos of it.
Yes.
So clock in.
Yes. Also on the basement, I don't want to, hopefully don't have to deep dive into politics too much, but
Don't give me, I'm going from 6 to midnight. Let's do this.
But fuck ICE, fuck alligator Alcatraz.
Yep.
All this like performative politics is disgusting to me. I think it's been infuriating for me while being on tour and seeing everything that was happening in LA, but obviously across the United States, but a majority happening in LA to people. And I think it's disgusting. And it's like the lowest floor of the basement it can get is people being picked up, just racially profiled. I think it's so abhorrent and it's so bothersome. And if there's any place lower than the basement that I could go with it, that's where I would put it. I think, and then with this bill and $75 billion being put into ICE's, there's so.
I've heard that also. There's
put.
A lot of people trying to leave ICE and quit, so their recruitment is going to be kicked into overdrive.
Yeah.
Well, and it's racist. This country was founded on racism, right? But I will say, I've said it before. I've said it again. Billionaires have convinced people who make $80,000 a year that people that make $9 a year are the fucking problem. I'm sorry that, and the bill is going to impact obviously the lowest 30% of our population. It's going to affect everyone, but that it's like those people are not the fucking enemy. And I just am so sad for what's going on. The people, alligator Alcatraz, they're selling merch.
It's
like
fucking
you are fucking
gross.
disgusting.
You're a
It's so
scumbag
gross.
if you're buying that shit. But the classism is really becoming the issue. And the problem is that at this point, there's no working class anymore. It's like you're either wealthy or you're just like everybody else, and that's who it's impacting. So I don't know why you think that you're in a certain, whether it affects your taxes or whether it affects like your healthcare or whether it affects it's going to affect everyone unless you're
the
uber
greed
wealthy.
is so crazy to me. But a lot of people who voted for those candidates, so you voted for this, are going to be impacted by losing
Absolutely.
Medicaid and whatever. I'm like, what the fuck?
They're near that what they call it, the find out phase of fucking around.
So yeah, that's my basement. And then people who pee on toilet seats, but that's
I think we've said that before.
you guys have.
Public restroom behavior is just
etiquette
always
also.
So gross.
Like I would love to see those people's bathrooms. I guarantee there's not piss all over the place. It's
We were
not a
talking
water
about
park
this.
in there. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Mine, okay. People that are, self-proclaimed like morality police, or they're virtue signaling like crazy. Like I'm watching Love Island and everything, but the viewership that is tuned in, I don't know where the fuck they came from, but they have like really kind of ruined it. They're so mean. They're doxing people. They're calling CPS. It just feels like people. If it's fine if you don't like somebody on a show, just keep scrolling or
People are insane.
keep it moving. But the fact that they've like gone to like really scrub socials or dox their family or talk shit or send death threats or anything like that, like I'm all for holding people accountable, but it feels like this didn't just like naturally occur. And I'm like whatever about Sierra. Like she went home, great, get her out of here. But like it's gone so ugly. I shared not a thought, not an opinion, but just brought up something that actually happened. Nick and Alandria. I was like, didn't they kiss and then look at each other and say like, no romance here? Or like, did we all forget about that? Like, why are people shipping them so hard? They basically just like already wrote that story and closed the book. And someone literally decided to like come after me and say, you don't get to talk about this because you with Tom, blah, blah, some like throwing my shit in my face. I'm like, I just said something that happened. Like, clearly you don't agree with me, but why are you being such a hateful bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just people that become so hateful, so mean to strangers on the internet, like those people really need to log off. Like that behavior is so basement. If you were like attacking strangers all day long because you have nothing to do and you have that much hate in yourself, disrespectfully go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Those people are not, something's wrong with them too. Like, and I think that I said before, anonymity brings out the worst in people.
Yes.
So there's definitely a lot of that.
My thing is like, if you are on a show like this, I guarantee you don't have the clean, squeaky life that you think you do. And there'll be something that someone will drug up because no one's fucking perfect. Yeah, talk about my past. Like, it was not the most fun for me either. So why are you throwing that in my face? That was 3 fucking years ago that I've been divorced. You don't think I've learned some things since then? I just think that everyone forgets that like they're not perfect and they probably have done or said some fucked up things in the past and they're thankful that they don't have a microscope on them because that shit would be found out. So I think everyone should just shut up and stop expecting perfectionism from everyone. If someone's being ridiculous and saying the N-word on a podcast nonstop, then that's a little different. But you know what I mean? It's just like we're like splitting hairs at this point. That's it. That's all.
I just have one today, but it's pretty big for me. People who are annoying about cigarettes. Let me say, because
this is a big one.
No, this is a big one because yes, everyone, I smoke intermittently, and when I do, it is one of my greatest treasures. I don't give a fuck. And I posted just a silly, quick TikTok of, I was smoking a Camel Crush because they're still available in Washington, which is wild because I just went home to visit. And the amount of people are like, who smokes anymore? That's gross. You don't think I know this is horrible for me? I don't care. Being on Earth is horrible for me right now. So in 2025, if I want to have a fucking Camel Crush, I can and I will. Keep it moving. I'm away, just so you know, and tell your friends, I know smoking is terrible for me.
Know.
I don't encourage anyone else to smoke. You should never start it if you never have.
It's like you just started a cigarette company. Like,
yeah,
chill.
like people are acting like I'm the head of, what's the enforcement agency for guns, liquor, and cigarettes? What's that called? It's not the NRA, but it's like covers
the DAA?
Whatever it is. They're acting like I'm the fucking founder and president. I'm like, you guys, this is my personal life. I understand if I'm smoking it and puffing it into an infant's face, but I'm not doing that. So stop acting like.
Even then, they probably deserve it. Just kidding.
Really quick, truly. I'm like, I saw you. I think you sent it to me. It was a meme that was like, every cigarette you smoke is one less cigarette a kid is going to smoke. Do your part. Do your part. Here's the thing. Really quick story about me and Raleigh were in Italy a few years ago and we were outside. Everyone fucking smokes in Europe. Out there are ashtrays on the table.
They're everywhere.
We're smoking. This American couple that looked like just the preppiest, like most uppity people sat a couple tables down, and I shit you not, I'm smoking a cigarette, loudly go, ugh, ugh. And I was like, oh, I'm not putting this out. And so I started blowing it. I don't give a fuck. And then they were like, up in arms about being moved inside. I'm like, okay, yeah, secondhand smoke kills, but we are outside in Italy, so miss me.
And
with
if
that
everyone
shit.
else is smoking, what's the problem?
Yeah, what's the fucking
I don't
problem
know.
at that
Do you want
point?
to take that shit to the bathroom? Why are you coughing in my face?
Well, and I know we talk about poop so much, but then moments later, an unwell man took a shit in the alleyway, right? So we had to leave anyway. But my point is, there are worse things in the world. Please grow up. And you look like you could use a cigarette. You seem like you need to calm down a little bit.
People just get outraged about things that don't need to affect them. Like, why are you screaming at people on the internet, on threads? Get off threads, please. Why are you judging what other people want to do with their bodies or how they want to ingest?
If I want to procure the black lung, I can procure the black lung. That's my right as a woman.
Listen, we could be hit with a massive earthquake that'll level us all in 2 seconds. Smoke the fucking cigarette.
I just don't even care anymore. Every day waking up this year has been worse than the last, just as far as what's happening in the ether.
No
so
shit.
yeah, I'm gonna spark joy and spark
fucks
up
by the dozen daily. Like I'm gonna like no one's gonna like me.
I'm gonna start smoking 2 at once and see how some Karen likes it. I'm like, fuck you. Anyway, so mind your business. It's like, this is not a Dare commercial. Go away. I know it's bad. Anyway,
Smokey the Bear.
The no fucks that you guys give is inspiring. It's so inspiring.
But everyone should not give a fuck.
Okay,
Sorry, too much fucks being given.
Just kidding. Last thing on this.
Fucks.
Also, the same people who are saying that are guzzling booze. Some of those people are vaping. Everyone has their vice. So it's like, I don't know why cigarettes get such a bad rap when there's millions of others who casually drink and act like it's normal. Drinking is a poison that I love. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I just am like, you're also doing something bad for you. So shut up.
You know, those same people probably want to say, well, what's in it about the vaccine, but then snort cocaine. Like, it's nothing.
Literally, they're like vegan, but just blowing lines. I'm like, okay, we all have our things. I just think that maybe we shouldn't be judging. Okay. Anyway, they're addicted to ChatGPT. They have ChatGPT girlfriends, and then they're like, "Don't lie to
Oh
them."
my god, we should do a podcast episode on that.
We talked about it high level, but we should probably get more into it.
God.
Anywho, thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
I love
Nick,
you.
thank you so much.
I'm a huge fan of what you guys do, and I always tell her, but you as well. Like, I'm really proud of you guys. Like, what you guys do is amazing, and you guys are consistent with it. And like I said, you guys bring a lot of joy and normalcy to people's lives, and fuck yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, also just want to be known, because we talked about Caleb, but I was an absolute pleasure seeing you play live for the first time. I was like getting emotional watching too. You're so talented and such a wonderful person, and I will fight a bitch. So
I appreciate that. Thanks.
I like when he would come out during their set and give me a kiss.
Yeah, come on, give her a smooch.
That was my favorite. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you.
Okay, let's record our other episode.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like,
disrespectfully.